it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my September TBR, so I'm just going to be talking through all the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of September. I'm gonna have some books carried over from August because I didn't manage to read all of them from my August TBR, but that's not a problem at all. As always, I'm gonna have some picks from my own personal feelings and personal preferences about what I want to read specifically in the coming month, but I'm also gonna be choosing 2 titles from my TBR mug just to get random titles for me to read in September. I think without further ado, let's get to it. So the first 2 books that I have carried over from August TBR is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna and Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. So these 2 books were on my August TBR. I have not managed to get to any of those, although I have started reading The Nightingale and I'm about a quarter of a way in, which is great. I'm gonna be continuing with these 2 titles. The Nightingale is a historical fiction novel about 2 sisters set in France during Second World War. I don't know still what's gonna happen in the book. I know that we're following the 2 sisters and that's about it. Not much has happened in the first 100 pages that I've read so far, but I'm hopeful that it's gonna be great. I've heard just only great things about it, so hopefully I'm gonna love it as much as the whole of BookTube has as well. And then Hero of Ages is the 3rd and final installment in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. It's a high fantasy. I've been loving this series by Brandon Sanderson so much this year and I'm super excited to get into this one as well. So hopefully I'll manage to this month. The next 2 books, I don't have a physical copy, but I'm gonna be reading them on my Kindle because I'm gonna be going away again for about 2 weeks or so and at the end of or second half of September. So I'm gonna be taking my Kindle with me and hopefully be reading those. And the first one is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This has been on my Kindle for about a year now. I bought it, I think, when it was on one of the daily deals, like for £1 or so. But I have no idea what it is about. I know it's a thriller and I think it has some haunted apartment or haunted house as a main theme of the book. Don't know anything really about this story. I've heard a lot of good things, but I also heard some negative reviews, so hopefully I'm gonna enjoy it. And I chose this one specifically because end of September and October, these are the months that I like to read something spooky, thrillers, a bit more mysteries. So hopefully this is gonna be an amazing thing to get me into this spooky thriller, mystery / horror kind of reading themes. And the second book that is on my Kindle is Educated by Tara Westover. This is a non-fiction book. Basically, this is a story of Tara Westover's childhood and how she was growing up in a Mormon family and the way that she managed to escape this very strict family, managed to get an education and just basically go to school for herself. I am really excited to read this. I think it's gonna be an eye-opening book. Very happy to be picking this one up finally. And then the final book that I also chose for myself is a continuation of series because, as you probably know if you've been following my channel, I am pretty bad with finishing series and just continuing on because I just read the first book and then I forget about the rest of the series. So what I'm trying to do this year is finish as many series as possible, and obviously I'm doing that with the Mistborn, and I also want to do that, or at least try to read the second book or the sequels in the other books, in the other book series that I've started. And so basically I'm gonna try to read A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. So this is the second book in the Shades of Magic trilogy, the book about the different Londons, different color Londons, different magics and stages of magic that are present in those different colored Londons. I am very interested to see how the story evolved and where the story went from the moment that we finished in the first book. The first book, A Darker Shade of Magic, I enjoyed. I think the world was super interesting and the concept was just so mind-blowing, but I think that potential was a little bit lost because we didn't get a lot of world building, and I really hope that in the second and the third books that we're gonna get so much more world building and also get to know the characters more. So I'm really happy to be picking up the second book in this trilogy. I also want to add another book to my TBR. This TBR seems super ambitious, super huge, so I don't expect to read all of the books. And the book that I'm gonna tell you about now is something that I'm planning to rather read throughout the month, or at least start this month and then just continue over in October, because it is also a big book and I just need to put it in my TBR, so I actually physically gonna reach for it and pick it up and read it. But it is the next book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, which is A Dance with Dragons, Dreams and Dust. So in the UK we have kind of 7 volumes of the series out, because I think book number 3 and book number 5, which is this one that I'm gonna be reading, A Dance with Dragons, they've been divided into two separate volumes because they were just really thick books and they just decided to divide it into 2. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and I'm not gonna put this one on my TBR yet, but just wanted to let you know how they look like. So I'm putting the first part of book number 5 onto my TBR. As I said, this is something that I'm not even hoping to finish this month, because I feel like this TBR is really long, especially that I'm gonna have 2 more picks from my mug. So this is just something to start and carry on and hopefully finish by the end of the year, as promised. I really need to get to the end of this series, or at least the books that are already out, I want to get to them. So yeah, A Dance with Dragons, Dreams and Dust is also on my TBR. It's actually 3 really thick fantasy books. How did I miss that? Okay, so I've got 3 really big fantasy books on my TBR, plus I have the Nightingale, which is just under 500 pages, which is quite a big book, and I have the 2 Kindles. I don't even know how long they are because I just don't want to look, because I feel like it's gonna be such a long TBR page-wise, like page count-wise. We'll see how it turns out. Let me just check what I get, and then I can complain. Okay, the first one. Oh, this is so cool. So the first one is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh, wow! I'm so excited to be picking this one up. Really, honestly. Okay, let me get it. This is my copy. So this is the author of Daisy Jones and the Six, but Daisy Jones was released after this one. There are some building works happening at the back of my building, and it's just been constantly noise. So I'm so sorry if you can hear it at the back. I'm just gonna try to talk over it, but if you hear the noise in the background, that's what it is. So, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a book by the same author who wrote Daisy Jones and the Six. People have been loving this book as well, and I think maybe even more than Daisy Jones. I hope I'm gonna like it. I think this one is much more my style of, at least from what I heard. But what it is about is another historical fiction book. This is a story of Evelyn Hugo, who is a Cuban, I think, Cuban actress in the old-time Hollywood, so in the 1920s, I think, or 1930s. I don't know, but we're just following her life story. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you more when I finish it, but I'm really excited to be picking this one up. Wow. Such a good pick. And then one more time. Becoming by Michelle Obama. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so excited to be picking this one up as well. Obviously, this is the memoir by Michelle Obama. It's a non-fiction, obviously. We're just following her life, early days through school, through university, through meeting and marrying Barack, and her life as well as a first lady. And I am so happy to finally be picking this one up. I got this as a gift for Christmas last year. I had so many great things about Becoming, and I'm so happy that I finally will be picking this one up. I imagine that I'm not gonna just sit down and read through the whole book. Probably I'm just gonna read a chapter here, a chapter there throughout the month. This is the thing that I have with non-fiction, that most of the time I can't just sit down and read it in one go, just like read bits throughout a longer period of time. Either way, I'm super happy that I'm gonna be finally picking up Becoming. Okay guys, so that is it for my September TBR. It seems massive. 6 physical books, and then not the shortest books I have on my shelf or even in the TBR mug. I think it's gonna be a struggle. I think I'm not gonna be able to finish it all, but I'm gonna try to stay hopeful, and it just feels like it's gonna be such an amazing reading month based on the picks that I have. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again with another video soon. Bye!